my shit. What's up, y'all? I've been trying to do little shorts and shit like that. Um, but my phone doesn't let me. I've been breaking hella phones. A lot of my phones been getting tapped and destroyed pretty much. Um, I'm over it, but at the same time, I noticed so much got deleted, and I also been deleting shit that then, like, say if I was about to post it, I'll delete it. But a lot of shit been getting. I don't really watch too many other people but Rod Hayes and Cali, Amin Ra. That's about the only people I'll be watching out. Just because I know they on the same page as me. Free Rashad Jamal, because Rashad Jamal actually understand this shit. Um, I just ended up picking up the same shit he was picking up. He was getting the sound downloads around the same time about the cycle. Because once you know thyself, the thing about knowing thyself, you're going to peep the cycle because it's your cycle actually. So that's when it comes to tapping into the Akashic records and shit. It's due to energies, right? Because the energy of the 369 is how your DNA works. It works A through Z. It's really 23. It's 19 and 23 when it comes to the alphabet. They say it's 26, but if you peep the Greek and the Hebrew, it has some of those letters match up to the other letters. So it simplifies it down back to like 23, with 19 to 23 vibrations, because the alphabet is actually vibrations, right? But it also shows you the cycle of the sky, right, with the alphabet. It was used for the spell because it needed the X energy to operate that spell, right? Because when you're dealing with energy, you need it from above and below to come to the middle or the balance area. You feel me? It's like Area 51, Area 6. You feel me? So, like, the thing that's going on right now, we're in the sixth cycle due to 360 science. I'm not going to say I created it, but I discovered it within. I didn't discover it. It's something just natural. It's common sense at the end of the day. I'm not trying to sit here and say I'm smarter than anyone else. I mean, I was saying that shit in my head, feeling like I'm the smartest man in the world right now, and I just don't have people listening. And I mean, I could have did better, but at the same time, the only thing that I know is when one awakens, it sends out a signal, so someone else is definitely going to pick up the message. Always. That's like when you're in nature, you send the intent. These parallels connect to the other mirror on the other side. The other mirror of the universal line, the green witch line, it's a mirror reflection. So if you was to flip the map, it connect, right? But the 360 science is dealing with the sun actually going around the 360. Like the map that we use, that everyone says is fake, it's not that it's fake, it's for a different use. So it ties to the degrees and the sunspots that's actually on the land, right? It's tied to sacred degrees all over. And if you peep, it goes around and round and round. It does the same shit. But as the M, when it moves to an M flare to an X flare, the radius of it spreads more. So say if the spot wasn't in the U.S., close to the U.S., like 144 degrees east, 0 north, that's the Pacific Sea. So if you're dealing with like 48, it'd be more close to the East Coast. Or if you was dealing with the Gulf of Mexico, because there's organs all under the water. That's why they're sunspots, because it's drawing in energy from above to hit that spot. It's just when it draws in the energy to hit that spot, it does what it needs to do below. And then it sends the frequency back up. So you as being the X, if you look at my symbol, you can do the same thing when shit is fucked up. So when you see all these clouds, first you have to believe. Really, the belief is going to come from knowing. Like, the battle is you seeing something that you know that you're seeing and you acting like you're not. You can't do that no more. Because if you think you're going to be an intuitive person, you have to go with what's going on. And that's been my training since 2021. Really, I'm going to say since for a very long time, actually. And once I reflect upon it, it's been for a very long time since I didn't notice it. So now that I'm 2 years later, I'm knowing that this shit is real from my experience, and everyone's saying the same shit now. So boom, I'm my science that I fuck with is the 360 science. I have not learned this shit from nobody but the cosmos and my angels and my intuition, well, my higher self. Feel me? So that being said, we're in the sixth cycle. The thing about the 6D, the D that they say for dimension stands for denoting a new energy. So it takes a year for this shit to complete because there's four beasts. There's a four-headed beast that's in the Bible, right? So you have your lion, you have I think your eagle, and I think you have the snake and the dragon or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If I'm wrong, just like I said, use discernment. You know what I'm talking about, though. So that being said, the lion's gate is representing the lion. You feel me? The lion's head. So the lion's about to get to roaring August 8th. You gotta understand, when I say we going back to Gemini, everyone's a Gemini. I'm just saying Gemini the most because I'm a Gemini and I get it, but fuck all that. Gemini represents communication, connecting above and below, right? And low key, my theory would, because I'm on a universal time, so my theory is June is actually next month. Okay? So but next month is tying to another 456. Gemini is the 456, dealing with the 36 levels. Um, so it kind of matches up with my astrology. I really need to get on this shit because the 369 is really representing trinities. There's no division, and it represents the binary systems too. So, I gotta make this short. Somebody get my kids. But goddamn, yo, hey, this JR. Hey, can you tell the kids come outside when you go back up? Appreciate it. Hey though, alright, so my 360, right? Well, not 360. Alright, so I realized the clock was made for the sunspots too. It's really a compass, right? The 360 actually represents the aura. It's not that we're in a circle. It's just the energies create the aura, which makes an oval-like circle. So, but if it was a type of cube, it would be a parallelogram, right? Because elliptic orbits are at a tilt. I'm getting off topic. So that's what I'm really trying to say. If you go, in my eyes, I don't know if anyone else saying this or maybe starting to, but I've been saying this. The 7-year tribulation started 2017. There was a shift that actually took place with the magnetic field up when the magnetic field was more up and not too depleted, right? It's a huge ass X flare hit. I know because of personal experience I had, I didn't even know where the fuck it came from. It took me till 2021. Yeah, 2021 in December to realize what happened. I was watching Kali Amara. He was talking about some shit that happened in North Carolina with a sunspot, right? And I realized I was learning about the X-rays coming off the sun and shit like that. So what happened was a X-flare actually hit, and it hit me. It was a laser that hit me. So the shift dealt with um, X-ray vision, being able to see through a wall and shit like that. Feel me? I was able to see through a wall, no lie, 9 seconds. I never knew where the fuck it came from until I started putting two to two together, 2021 December, and realized it was dealing with the sun. So when I started hearing about DNA activation, I started gravitating to it. And now it's coming something that I actually can understand. And I can use state words to prove it. Affidavit, all of that. Stop them from moving in my air, because I'm the air of the blood. So I'm the air of the blood, as I see it. This air that we walk around in is the blood, a reflection of your blood, how it needs to create air with discharge, right? And the clouds is how they're blocking, and the foods is how you, drugs represent how you block this, right? But anyways, I'm getting off topic again. I'm really trying to make this short. So, say if you was around the clock is a compass for the sun, for the for the poles, right? The magnetism of the compass ties down to the magnetism it's picking up, right? So the clock itself is a compass and a clock for the map, for the sunspot. So as it goes around the 360, say 3 is 90, south is 180, as they say, west is 270, and north is 360. So as it keeps going around and round, that's 1 year. 3 years, it gets to the third. 2021, it gets to the fourth type D. Type niggas talk about 4D and 5D. So that 4 is because the hertz that was hitting off the sun matched up to 1,440 hertz. So that made you able to descend higher from the frequencies that was hitting. Because the most the frequencies was hitting in the third was pretty much your crown. Dealing with like the chakra chart. Feel me? So as each year went higher, it went up by 360. Okay? So now that we're 6 years later from this shit, the E2 charge is tied to the 2000 hertz, 11 hertz. So if they're putting that shit inside the code, then that's pretty much going to be the charge for the ship, the 2000 hertz. Feel me? Which a lot of the paradigm is breaking down, as you see, because the timeline is actually crossing to a futuristic time in the physical. Not talking consciously wise, talking physically. The consciously wise, mental shit, that started when it was in the fourth cycle from 2017, 4 years later. We're tying to pretty much 4, 5, 6. Alright? But 7, they're dealing with the 7, 4 on the other side of the waters, on the other side of the Greenwich line. I'm in America, so I'm on the left side. Places like that, the other part of Pangea, the other part of the Pan, the arena, you're actually in the arena. So Pangea is an arena, and they make sacrifices to Zeus. This is part of the sacrificial shit to Zeus. So as that's happening, a shift is breaking, and they're starting to see there's no more longer that they can do with this shit. So the thing about the 6th cycle, it starts to unlock the 6th ether. So when the 6th ether is actually settling in the air, what do you think that's going to do? What does 6th ether tie down to? Right? Animals. Shift. Right? But what's also an animal? Reptilian. So a lot of that shit is breaking apart. And that's breaking apart.
Bye, Mommy.
It's going to happen. I'll see you later.
See you later. Love you too. Daddy.
As you live. But that being said, y'all get That being said,
I
so
have
say if a
hoodies.
reptilian
I have hoodies
was
in here.
able to cover
I
their
have hoodies in my bag.
you do? Alright, then let's go. So I'm trying to make a video real quick. Give me like 2 minutes. Alright, so say if a reptilian couldn't hold its form, why do you think they can't hold their form? Because really they can't make it past 5D. But when 5D is settling, the 6 cycle starts till it settles. And when it settles, it's permanent to the air. So that being said, there's a reason why a lot of shit is being revealed. Like people seeing stuff all over because of the 6ether. A lot of genetics is going to be revealed too. A lot of not. That's gate 7, 8, 9 open above. The seas are starting to open too, as you see. The 6 cycle ties to the 6 period of time. Get in your sequence. It ties into the 6 period of time, the 5th and the 6th. So if y'all want to see what type of creatures actually match up to that, I got a little homework for y'all to do. You could look it up maybe, read about it. But look up the 5th period of time dealing with the carboniferous or carboniferous period, which deals with the 5th and 6th period. But those are another words for time. So what do you think that's representing, the 5th and 6th dimension? I promise you, this shit's not capped. I can actually stand on what I'm saying, and I'm going to stand on what I'm saying. Just like I said, the moon is the backside of the sun. I stand for that. So, it's just a manipulation of the gamma, right? To denote a new energy dealing with ether, right? For the God gene. So look, I'm just telling y'all, probably like 50% due to my gematria that I got in 2021. Terra starts in September. Okay? Terra starts in September. Alright? It goes on. So that being said, I know we in Aquarius right now, dealing with Leo, the lion's about to roar. It goes to the next part of the beast, the dragon, dealing with one of them. I haven't really aligned that yet, but I know for sure that's what it's dealing with. So October 27th, going into Halloween is going to be really weird this year. I know I said it last year, but I had to realize everyone's been dreaming about the 6. You're getting messages to tell people about the 6. Because what is the 6 really dealing with? The carbon, right? The beast. There's a four-headed beast. And that helps with the time. But at the same time, the year isn't over till March next year. Okay? They say January, but it's universal time going against lunar time, which is the Gregorian calendar pretty much. So best thing I can say is take care of yourself mentally and physically. Because you have to also pay attention to these moons. It's trinities every 3 months. And it's 4 alternates of it. That's where you get your 12 zodiacs. But it's dealing with 2 parallels, right? The physical and the spiritual. You're consciously in control of that. You're a vortex, right? So be the X in between the 2 pyramids you see and the Shukai alchemy. And then fucking Shuki. It's Shukai. You feel me? Representing the air, the ground, and the feminine energy. That's what my symbol represents. Above and below, the triangle pointed down is the UV coming from the sun, because that means delta UV. And And delta is also the triangle, equilateral triangle. Simple in Greek. Bring wonderful, eye-opening days. Because if you feel that aura, you feel that your hair rising, goosebumps, that's your aura. Go with that. Go with you. Feel me? You gotta know yourself so you know what's your voice. It will never lie to you. See what the fuck I be saying. That's intuition.